Tools. They left us an unanswered question throughout the progress in the game. Are tools important in Bee Swarm Simulator? Well, today we will find out the long-awaited answer. The video contains, we find out if the tools are useful or useless, we explain which tool is worth buying and which tool is not, and other additional information. Before all, I want you to like this video to complete the goal on the screen. Subscribe with notification bell on so you know when I will post. The tools can be found right from the beginning in the Noob Shop. They advance and become more relevant along the way, but this is not entirely true. Sometimes we make decisions trusting in the respective tool, basing ourselves on its cost and having high expectations from it. But things are not as they seem, things are different. Along the progress, there are also tools that drag us down instead of helping us to advance faster. We return to the Noob Shop where we will meet two useless tools among which are listed, the rake and the magnet. Why would I buy the rake when I can buy clippers that will collect 9 pollen? Besides that, I can unlock the commando chick area. I can get a lot of stickers like these 5 flowers and the clippers sticker. Why would I buy the magnet when I can get the vacuum later? Nowadays, as a beginner in Bee Swarm Simulator, you can get honey in different ways and extremely easily, such as random sprouts, random meteor shower, random honey storm, random puff shrooms, and many easy ways to make honey. If I were to start the game over again, I would prefer to buy only clippers and vacuum. At 10 B's area, we will unlock another shop, that being the Pro Shop. Super Scooper is a cheap tool and a good start for this shop. It's worth buying. Pulsar is not worth buying considering the statistics. This tool collects 58 pollen in 1 second. If we go back to the Super Scooper, we will notice that it collects 20 pollen every 0.5 seconds, which means 40 pollen per second. The electromagnet collects 36 pollen every 0.5 seconds. That means 72 pollen per second. Skip the pulsar tool and buy the electromagnet. Scissors is a useless tool considering the fact that we already have clippers that help us with Commando Chick Zone and the stickers we discuss. I advise you to skip the scissors and buy the Honey Dipper. Honey Dipper is an excellent tool and represents your goal in this shop. Red HQ and Blue HQ also contain 2 tools each. Scythe and Bubble Wand are tools that are based on the color of the hive. They have abilities but are somewhat irrelevant. A single flame and a bubble cannot help me progress. I never saw the purpose of these tools. Honey Dipper is much better than these two and is cheap. You have to be early red hive or early blue hive to use these tools. Early red hive is useless, and early blue hive can be relevant in a way using the bubble beehive strategy. These tools are useless if you are a mixed hive. Believe me, a single piece of fire and a bubble will not help you as much as the other tools. If you don't have a spicy bee or something else to keep the flame heat alive, it's useless. If you don't have more bubbles that will help you grow the flowers, it's useless. Mountaintop Shop is the most important shop where we find many useful things that will help us progress. But that does not mean that it has only good things. It also contains useless tools. Golden Rake collects 7 pollen from 4 lines of 4 patches in 0.6 seconds. That means 4x4, resulting in the number 16. The number 16, in turn, is multiplied by 7, that is, the number of pollen collected, giving us a total of 112 pollen once every 0.6 seconds. Besides the fact that this tool collects 112 pollen once every 600 milliseconds, it also has a new ability. Every 5th swing the tool is supercharged to reach farther and collect more pollen. I highly recommend this tool after you finish with Pro Shop. Golden Rake is a huge upgrade that is sure to have a big impact on your progress. Spark Staff, the most hated tool in the entire game. The tool focuses more on higher tier flowers, which initially makes this tool useless. You simply cannot control this tool as you want and it has no special ability like Golden Rake. This tool costs 60 million honey, 40 million more than Golden Rake. I don't recommend the Spark Staff. Instead, you can save your honey for the Porcelain Dipper. The first goal for tools is the Porcelain Dipper, an extremely powerful and efficient tool. At every 10th swing, Porcelain Dipper activates its ability, represented by a pillar of light that collects a massive amount of pollen. It works best in fields with white flowers where this tool will increase the white pollen by 50%. Porcelain Dipper is important, you can't miss it. Petal Wand, the tool that requires a lot of stuff to be obtained, stuff including a spirit petal. We will make a comparison between the two tools, Petal Wand and Porcelain Dipper. Petal Wand collects 222 pollen in 700 milliseconds. Porcelain Dipper collects 147 pollen in 700 milliseconds. Petal Wand boosts by 100%, that is 444 pollen per swing, and Porcelain Dipper boosts by 50%, that is 294. The difference between these two tools is very small, considering that Petal Wand can be obtained with Spirit Petal and many other resources. What makes Petal Wand even worse than Porcelain Dipper is the fact that Petal Wand has an ability based on skill and timing. The ability of this tool only instantly converts pollen collected by bees on every third swing. That's only if you hit the bees with the petal that will do this thing. Porcelain Dipper has a much more efficient ability, an ability that helps you collect even more pollen without having any skill. In terms of pollen, Petal Wand is a little better. Literally, Petal Belt is more useful considering that it has almost the same ability, but better and more efficient. I recommend crafting Petal Belt before Petal Wand. With Petal Belt you have more capacity and much more. Red HQ, Blue HQ, and Gummy Baller each have an endgame tool that we all want after we finish getting the other tools. Besides the fact that they have a different appearance compared to the other tools, they have special abilities that exceed any expectation. With the appearance of the Dark Scythe, Red Hive changed a lot, changed in positive terms. People is motivated to become a Red Hive to attack and boost with this important tool. Dark Scythe unlocks the Dark Flame, which is extremely important in everything. Simply, you have to hit a flame with the Dark Scythe, and the flame will turn dark. Dark Flame gives you a flame heat and dark heat buff at the same time. Dark Scythe and Precise Bees are the ones that help the red color a lot in honey production and attack. You can't miss Dark Scythe. It's a very important tool that changes a lot of things. Tide Popper is a decent tool. On the boost side, this tool is useful and helps you a lot to break the bubbles on the field while you have an active pop star. But as we know, the color blue, it is based more on macro and not on boost. Tide Popper while macroing, it doesn't really look good, to be honest. The water waves go wrong and fail to break the bubbles on the field. I don't want to criticize Tide Popper because it is not effective in macro. This tool was not created specifically for macro, but was created for active play. The tool does its job. The ability is something unique and satisfying. It's a decent tool that changes the blue color in a positive way. The thing that changes your opinion about Tide Popper is the fact that you have to build your stack for Tide. It is not something that happens directly at the moment, and that ruins the tool. To be honest with you, at least Tide Popper isn't as useless as Spark Staff. Of course I'm joking, Tide Popper is good, it is important. Gummy Baller is the most expensive and complicated tool in the game. The tool that changed the white color completely. This tool is very important, and without it you cannot become a white hive. Quite simply, this tool produces enormous amounts of honey. You have to pay attention to the stack that activates the gummy thing. Once the stack reaches 1k, it will use its ability. You need to know where to use the ability. For example, you need a lot of pollen marks, including precise marks, and you have to aim so that the ability steps on all 3 precise marks and on the other marks. It is one of the most annoying tools in the game, and when you miss the ability, you get frustrated. It is really important as a white hive. You can't go white hive without this tool. Let's make a final conclusion from what we discussed today. Before you buy the tools, look at what it does and make sure you don't waste honey on nothing. Some tools are not worth buying. Some tools are good for the moment, others for a long time, and others permanently, that is end-game tools. By the way, the Sticker Seeker tool is not designed for grinding, but more for finding stickers and receiving Sticker Seeker quests. I think I will create a list of all the tools that are worth buying and those that are not, so you can figure it out more easily. It will most likely appear here on the screen. You can pause the video to clarify. I want you guys to subscribe to my channel and like this video out, because you are the one that gives me enough motivation to make more videos like this. It was me, Zap Player, your favorite troll. Stay safe, stay strong, and stay cool. Bye bye.